Hello, everybody. We are here to probably conclude the Midnight Monday adventures in Avery, Maine. My name is Proletarian Papa Bear. I'm the director this evening. For those of you who do not know, Midnight World is a collaborative horror or collaborative storytelling horror system developed by Gemini Productions, of which I am a team member. And we are looking at a release by the end of the year, should things go as swimmingly as they have been recently. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm going to send it over to everybody here to introduce themselves, and then we will begin. Fantasia Jones.
Hey everybody, my name is Kat. Pronouns are they, she, and I'm playing Fantasia Jones, who is just your run-of-the-mill rich person with the interest in, developing new technologies.
All right, Percival.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm also the DM and creator of Fires of Afternoon. I'm playing Percival. He's a head case.
And Miguel.
Hi there, my name's Rene. I am playing Miguel Mikey Santana, and I am the Spanish teacher of your dreams. I am here as a player, just getting along, trying to survive this time, not getting entangled in whips, and not trying to get into fights with zombie moose.
There's no our teacher to me, so
Too late for that, Miguel.
it's on me.
Yeah. All right, Stu. Well, that is everybody, and unfortunately, Emmy could not make it here this week. She is out of town, so we will be basically backgrounding her character for the remainder, and maybe I'll mess around, see what happens. However, to continue here, I want to start with content warnings. This evening, we will be dealing with people who are not, I guess, they're not controlling themselves, let's put it that way. Like zombie style, people, undead, I suppose is the best way to go about it. We will be dealing with dead animals, blood, gore, and that is pretty much it for this one. And for those of you who are not aware, we do have a yellow card system. If someone here needs to take a break for a second, they'll just call yellow card. We'll take a little 5-minute break and figure out what the offending situation was so that we can correct it and move forward. So without further ado, let me give you a little breakdown on what's happened. This group has been traveling back to their hometown, or not necessarily hometown, but their home of Avery, Maine. Some of them, I believe, are here, or it is their hometown. But they were heading back from a football game where the Avery football team was in a playoff game, and it started raining. They decided to stay overnight, and then in the morning heard that everything was flooded, and they had been driving back ever since. They reached the police station in the last game, finding it entirely abandoned. Were able to get a few supplies, guns, things they may need, and were promptly attacked by a trio of, police dogs who were covered in vines. And trying to murder them. It did, in fact, seem to murder one of them, who then miraculously popped directly back to life, that being Percival. without a mark on him after everybody witnessed a huge chunk being torn from his side. So without further ado, the last thing that y'all heard as you were finishing up and heading towards the truck, having a discussion about what you just witnessed with Percival, was Mark Church, calling you over the radio. And you hear, I repeat, is there anyone out there? Officers? Police? Anyone? We need help. The water is rising and there's something wrong with Sandy. And that is where we will pick up. And it's coming from the truck that you have just repaired, Miguel. And it is ready to go. Emmy's character is already in the driver's seat. She was going to be driving this evening.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think we should go help Sandy. Like, we cannot leave her in whatever's happening in this town. If the water's rising, they might not have much of a chance other than us. Agreed?
I
Well-
totally agree. If there's any more of these zombie vine things out there that appear to be controlling everybody, well, not everyone, but at least the animals, at least, we need to do something about it. It's certainly not natural. I don't know about the rest of you, but this isn't the first unnatural thing that I've encountered in my life. What about the rest of you?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But I don't know that this is really the time to get into ghost stories. Maybe when we're driving. Go ahead and load up whatever supplies that you think we can use from the truck. I still find it very odd that you're up. But
I certainly don't.
okay, Percy, it's fine. Just go dig through the truck, load up the other truck because it's taller, because my truck's gonna get waterbogged. I need to do something real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Those dogs, are they still there? Or did they
Yes.
like disintegrate?
They are there. The vines that were on them basically rotted away into sludge in front of you. They turned brown and then black and then oozed off of their bodies. So the dogs, their bodies are still there and wounded as they were in the attack or in the fight.
Okay. I want to use my first hour touch, which is the Janus touch.
Janus touch. Janus
yeah.
gaze. It's
Janus.
Janus
Janus
gaze.
touch.
Yeah, the gaze, sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
It's Latin, so it's Janus gaze.
Janus gauze.
Yeah. Janus.
So-
gaze.
I was thinking touch because I have to touch it. And I want to know, when did these dogs become afflicted? And
Yeah,
maybe that'll
That's
give us like a
that's the one where you
timeline.
get to ask one when question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you go down and you touch the dogs, and you see. Spend a minute, please. Add a minute to your track.
Of course.
And then, so you end up seeing you see roughly a 10-second thing. You're seeing through the eyes of Hightower, who you have your hand on. And they are all three barking up a storm. There is the rain is pouring down outside, as it still is currently. But the rain is pouring down outside. There's wind blowing open. All of a sudden, the door opens, and you see an officer kind of rush in, and he's fumbling with keys, and there's something very wrong with him. He's trying to open the crates in front of them. And then he drops the keys and sort of tilts his head, and he stands up and he walks out. This is about 7 hours ago.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna run up into the truck now.
Okay. All right.
And,
So after you, and now when you hop on the truck, Mark is still coming over the radio trying to get hold of somebody.
Is that radio like a two-way radio or just
Yeah,
like
I mean it's like a dispatch radio for it because you're in a police truck, so it's like a rescue truck.
All right, I'm gonna try to get that radio and see if I can't get a hold of Mark. 1, 2, come in. Can you hear me, Mark? Can you hear me?
Yes, finally, somebody. Oh, the water's getting so high. What? I need help. I'm stuck. I'm stuck at the museum.
All right, you're stuck in the museum. Where in the museum? There's three of us. We got a police vehicle. We can go over there and we can help.
I'm in the back office. The phones weren't working, and I came back to get the radio, but I'm not going to be able to make it out. I've broken my leg. I'm sure of it. Sandy is upstairs. She ran, and I've been hearing her just clambering around up there ever since. But I don't know what's going on. I can't get a hold of her. I've been calling her, and she's not answering. Please hurry.
How's the water? Is it already coming into the building?
It's mostly flooded the front entrance, but the door's already burst open. The front door's already burst open. It's almost to the desk that I'm laying on right now. It keeps picking it up and moving it around.
All right, well, we're on our way to help. Just try to stay alive.
Please hurry. Yes. So we're gonna have she's driving while this is going on. Casey is. So we're gonna go ahead and roll some. Hey, okay. It's not clean driving. This is very messy, and unfortunately, it takes a few. Like you get to a couple places where you're just not. You don't think you're gonna be able to get around, and if only you had that map, somehow handy, where it was marking all this stuff. But unfortunately, you do not. So she is continuing to maneuver through streets, and it takes a little while. And after some time, if you continue to talk to Mark, he stops responding. You do end up getting to the roadway where the Avery Museum, where'd it go? Sorry. The Old Town Avery Museum and Historical Center, where Mark and the little kit shop that Mark and Sandy own and have owned for as long as anyone out here remembers. And as you get, see, Mark and Sandy's museum's really more of a gift shop that stocks local goods. You can get a few jars of Jenny Crumley's pumpkin butter or a copy of Don Hegelin's book, The Haunted History of Avery, or a dress made by one of the home economics students at Looper Greens. As you pull up to the shop and your headlights illuminate the front room, you're sad to see that most of the items have been destroyed or badly damaged. The two large plate glass windows up front have been shattered by flotsam, and the pine doors have swollen and burst from being submerged. As you make your way out of the truck, or looking around the truck, the water is coming like right up to the door. They're a little further down the hill of this road, so you're not sitting as high. But it's going to be, you're guessing, probably at least waist deep as you step out there. And Casey, looking at that, says, "I am waiting in the truck." That is her trauma, so she does not do it. Or she's saying she's going to wait here for you to get back.
That's probably a good idea. Percy, you grabbed rope, right?
You have a rescue equipment. This is a rescue truck. You have it all in the back. Like, basically anything you're going to need here.
Like, yeah, I want extra. You can never have enough rope in these situations. We're going to tie off to the bumper. Everyone gets their own rope. And then take some more with you. So, flashlights, rope, helmets, and then the helmets that have the flashlight, the flashlights for the helmets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would like you to make a kind of a search check and see how you do the preparation here to see if you get any boons from this. So I would like you to roll we're going to call that an intuition plus wit. If you have, I'll say, first, like medicine or survival, you can that'd be an aptitude to go with, and maybe even nature, depending. But
yeah, nothing for research or science, huh?
Not for this one.
Okay. What?
I realized I dropped my accent in my first interaction. I'm like, uh-oh, okay.
Oh, that. A negative success.
Ooh,
Just
all right.
-1.
-1 successes. So
Just
as
fun.
you are like meandering
Explode.
around as you're meandering around back there, you end up finding a first aid kit or like an emergency kit, and you open it and you're kind of fiddling around and you see a flare gun and you pick it up and don't realize it's loaded and fire a flare directly into your chest. It bounces
Ooh.
off. It frightens you. Everybody, I want you to make a coordination plus reaction roll, please, Fantasia.
Yeah. I gotcha. At least I have more for that.
Do you
He
want
said-
all of us to roll that or just Fantasia?
Just Fantasia.
Okay.
Coordination and reaction, right?
Yes, coordination reaction.
1,
Miguel,
2, 3, 4.
Yes.
I have an
5.
idea. Fanny does nothing. Don't let her touch anything. Don't let her pick anything up. Don't let her interact with anything physically.
I did not.
You guys were discussing handcuffing me. I think we should handcuff her for our safety.
At this point, we need all the free hands we can get. If anything happens, well,
Don't trust her with any firearms. She's already shot me once.
okay. We probably, hopefully, we just get in there, save them, and no shooting is necessary.
This is true. Could be worse. She could be an art teacher.
What'd you get?
No successes, but no not successes.
But yeah, it's a critical failure for you though. So you now have like that thing shoots you directly in the chest, and you try to bat it away, and it just gets worse. It gets worse as you do. You finally fling it off, and you are on fire.
Can I stop, drop, and roll?
You may. You have.
Oh
you
wait,
are
it's
currently,
wet.
You're currently under. It's a flare.
Can I
Yeah.
grab her and throw
Yeah.
her in the water?
Good point. Sulfur and that.
Yeah, well,
chemical
she's
reaction.
Gonna, basically, she's got the burning 2 condition. So basically, she's going to take 2 damage right now for being on fire at the beginning of her turn, and she can now try to put the fire out using another. It's going to be a composure and it's a coordination composure check to kind of put yourself. That could be stop, drop, and roll. That could be, something else. If you want to go, I want to. And also,
Can I help her?
maybe.
Can I
You can help her. Absolutely.
by grabbing her and throwing her in the water.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. If your idea is to like tackle her out and get her out in the water, I would like you to make we're gonna go an intuition plus, we're gonna call that toughness, and I'll let you use grapple hand to hand if you got it.
Yeah, I got.
And Fantasia, you're gonna be if you're trying to like jump out and get in the water using your brain to figure this out, you can use acumen plus composure. Otherwise, if you're doing it like out of reflex, you can use intuition plus composure.
Just because I can, I'll use 6 seconds. That will take me all the way up to 10 minutes.
Oh shit. I need to reiterate, everybody, this is tobacco. Nobody get weird.
What is the worst thing that could happen while we're searching our rescue supplies? A fire, apparently.
Yeah, basically y'all are sitting there just kind of getting ready or whatever, and you look up and they just ball of orange hits the back. What'd you get, Fantasia?
I'm gonna die again. This is great.
I got 5 with 5.
Okay, perfect. So basically what happens here is, Fantasia, what'd you get?
A -1.
Okay, but your net successes together, as he is aiding you in this, are 4. So
That's
like
great.
you have a moment of just sort of like, I am on fire, panic. You don't know what to do. You're did you use
Fire, I'm
did you use
soaking wet.
intuition?
It doesn't
Did you
make
use-
sense.
It's a flare. They burn
I
in
know,
the water.
but that's what's going through her head right
Oh,
now.
I thought you were like, okay, no, yeah, totally. That's a valid confusion to have. Did you use acumen or intuition on that roll?
They're the same.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well, which one did you use? It depends what your action is here. Like, if you're
Intuition. Yeah.
okay,
Brain went
trying
out
to
the window.
Yeah, you're trying to reflexively do it, but all you're doing is just moving the
The chemical
flaming
stuff.
chemical further down on your shirt, and you
Mhm.
feel you like arms wrap around from behind you and run to the back of the truck where the door has been. He opens the door, and you both just dive into the waist deep water and crash.
No,
and
no,
the water.
I wasn't diving in. I was just throwing her in.
Oh, you were diving there. So like he just gets to the end and throws you out. So you kind of like fall back, and the last thing you see is Percival kind of like looking down at you as you get submerged entirely in water. The fire's out though.
I'm going to turn around to Miguel and go, "Oh, I should have tied her to the rope first. How free flowing is this water?
It's pretty much flowing. Fantasia, I'm going to need you to make a. This is going to be a strength plus your endurance. And you can use athletics to this. If you have swim as a specialty, your 8s explode.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
switching out my distress die because these ones really have been mean to me.
Yeah. So everybody know at home, you're going to want a lot of D4s because people get pissed at certain D4s that only roll once. You know, flip them out.
I only have the
So-
4, so it's like they have a special contract with me. It's like, y'all don't roll below a 2.
I wouldn't
Oh,
bought like
thank
30 of
George.
them. I got the
Thank
neat little
George.
the 12-sided D4s.
You.
It's just got 1 through 4.
Woohoo!
3 times
Okay, I'm
on
just
it.
like,
I got
it's-
2 successes.
Oh,
I can
boy.
swim.
Yeah,
We
you
beat the
immediately
flip-flops.
just like the water snaps you out of whatever it was, and you're able to like kind of like reach and do your thing and push yourself up, and you're able to after a few moments of like swimming can stand up and kind of like brace yourself against the water, and you are now standing behind the truck. Percival's standing on the back of the truck. Miguel, you're in the passenger seat because you were talking to Mark, kind of I guess looking back at the whatever the hell just happened back there. And what do y'all do? You're currently in front of. Now, let you know where you are. You're on a road. On the top of the hill is a library to your right. The Avery Maine Library is to the right. That is on the top of a hill, and there is no flooding up there. Sandy and Mark's place is across the street, but it's a little further down. So, yeah.
So Fantasia appears to have righted herself in the water flow. So she looks okay.
Yeah, she looks good. Definitely.
I
She's
swim.
yeah, she's like a trooper. Got it going.
I'll turn back to Casey and say, Casey, don't worry, you can stop making a papier-mâché hat. She's okay.
okay. Well, I think we have wasted enough time. We have to get the case to Mark and Sandy, and it looks like the library is the safest place if we're gonna avoid the flood. So, I think we should get going. I get
Okay.
out of the car.
Lead the way.
Okay, so y'all are heading into the little kit shop here, and as you walk into the front room, this is like the open like stock room floor area, sales floor, and it's full of floating books, boxes, and mannequins bobbing almost calmly in the waist-deep water. As you move through the room and you look around, oh, I'm sorry, that was reading the back room. That was wrong. I'm good at this. Yeah, as you get into the front kind of like sales area, to your right, there's a door that you know goes to the upstairs where Sandy and Mark live above this place. The like cash wrap kind of is on the right hand side, is covered with knickknacks, which are just mostly washed off and floating around right now. You've got all sorts of books and things. There's a big like panorama like model of Avery, Maine, the town of Avery, Maine from like way back when, kind of like sitting above the floodwaters, just barely as they're kind of like reaching around. In addition, you are looking at in the back there's another door which is ajar, like completely, which is ajar and like kind of like flapping in the water here. But that leads back to the stock room, which is where Mark said he was.
Mark! Mark!
Any
Okay.
response?
Nothing. You don't hear anything.
All right. This is out of character. Just as a forewarning, I do have the shield and a handgun. I have jotted down here that you have the riot armor, Percy. I don't know what gun you took.
Didn't take
But
a
I
gun,
don't-
I took a pair of
The sticks.
yeah, truncheons.
Do you have the shotgun?
No, Casey has
Fantasia.
it.
No, Casey has the AR-15.
Okay.
There's a shotgun missing, which I would assume is the only other person. Just in
Not me.
case.
Not me.
Fantasia.
No, I took the handgun.
Okay.
I f-
Anyway,
I thought I might do less damage with that.
fair point.
There's no way I'm trusting Fanny with a shotgun.
All right, so I say we make our way carefully
Go all
To the
right.
back. to the back office, because if we can get Mark like safely out of the water, we can deal with Sandy later. So let's
Cool.
which way? I mean, I'm pretty sure this should be not a complicated process. Back office means back of the building, right?
Right. I mean, you can
So-
see where the back office or the back area is.
All right, then I will cautiously head over there, keeping an eye out for, and bear with me here, vines in the environment.
I'll keep an eye on the front door for any.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of vines hanging around anywhere. Sorry,
Okay.
I swallowed down the wrong direction. Oh God, I've been swallowing for years. You think I figured this shit out? I'm gonna leave that one there. Anyway, the stock room is full of floating books, boxes, and mannequins, bobbing almost calmly in the waist-deep water. As you move through the room, kind of like with your shield, kind of pushing stuff away, and you look around for Mark, you bump into a mannequin that feels just a little bit different. Shining your light down to see that it is actually a person bobbing face down in the water. And Miguel, you just immediately kind of roll it over just out of instinct, and you quickly see the stiff, pale blue body of Mark Church.
Oh no.
Now, anyone here from your background, are you from this town? Anyone?
I'm gonna say that's a no. Well, at least not me.
I think Casey
I'll
and
be
Fanny
from
were
here.
the- I think Casey and Fanny were the enemies.
Fantasia, roll a keep it together check, please. That is a resilience plus metal.
I'm just visiting.
Oh, you
They were
meddling
quiet.
kids.
I would have actually rolled well.
These two of them. And let's put that guy. Good job, you guys.
They did it.
You rolled well.
Got one success.
That's all you needed. For a moment, looking there at Mark, you feel this just like pit of your stomach start to roll because he's been here your whole life. He's a staple in this town. You know, you remember times he used to give you candy as a kid when you came in here to look at the stuff and
Yeah.
church and all that. And you kind of push it down, and it's replaced by this sort of little more determination that you've got to, like you're not done here. You can't stop. You get to deal with this later. So you're good. You are able to kind of move through the thing, and you see y'all see like in the room you can see the desk that he was laying on has like rolled over basically in the water. It seems it was picked up and he was knocked off of it. What do you do?
Can we check to see? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not trying to do anything medical, but I want to see how he died. What did he drown? Was he hurt?
That's going to be an acumen plus a. We'll call this either wit or we'll call it wit. Acumen plus wit.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. You don't see any vines on him. Trying to like maneuver him around, you see that his leg seems to be stuck on something though. And you have a moment of like, what is that? But as you pull up, his feet come to bob at the top as well, and you see that he has in fact broken his arm, and it looks like he just drowned. There's no, you don't see any of the vines. Now you also know that if something is dead, then the vines go away. So that's about all the information you can glean.
Poor soul. Do we take his body to the truck as out of respect, or do we just leave it and go look for Sandy?
Oh, we're just gonna have to come back.
All right. I guess we're going upstairs. Rest in peace.
And didn't he say that she was
She was
like,
making noises and moving upstairs.
yeah,
You've heard, but you haven't tried to listen. You've been kind
but she was non-responsive, so I don't know if we can try. Now, Percy, with the dogs, did they like respond to you making noises and that's why they attacked you?
Kind of 50-50, I guess.
Or did you just go nuts and
No,
start going after dogs?
I responded to them and they responded to me. It was a mutual response.
Yeah, this is because I didn't get to tell you guys this on the way over. I totally forgot about it. And but when I touched the dogs, it seemed like maybe it took a full-on 7 hours for the onset of, from the onset of whatever started happening to people.
I didn't finish describing that vignette. I realized I just talked about the cop leaving. Like after some time, that vine that was in the floor like bursts through and starts heading towards them. Hightower hiding in the back corner of the thing. The vines kind of like crawl and creep up to him and end up, bloop, and that's the last you see. Apologies, that was my bad.
So I guess it was like 7 hours from the time that around-ish, from the time that the dogs got attacked by the vines, and the vines seem to be coming organically up from the ground. So far, we're not seeing any in this room or anything, but I'm wondering if Sandy was non-responsive to her husband. Could she be controlled by these vines? And since you're the one who likes to go up and fuck with them the most, what have you learned? Aside from punching them works.
It's called scientific experimentation.
I know. I agree. Fuck around and find out is the scientific method.
Yeah, much like the moose.
I find lots of it.
Much like the moose, the dogs were under the control of some external entity of some sort. The entity appears to be using vines, much like the ones that attacked Miguel in the canal area. So it would make sense that them obviously being some form of vegetation or plant, that they do grow up from the ground somewhere. So yeah, your hypothesis certainly seems true. How this, so as a otherworldly entity is able to manipulate and control creatures, maybe it assumes it has to kill them. There is that black icky residue that's left behind, so maybe that's some kind of viral or biotic fluid that allows it to control nervous systems. You have no idea. I was attempting, much like with the moose, to acquire some samples. People think that I'm just reckless and foolish. However, the best way to get a sample from a vine-infested zombie moose is to beat it out of it. Certainly been my experience.
But I find this is a very enlightening topic, but the water is only getting higher. We need to make sure. Do we want to go save Sandy? Or do we just leave her up there on the off chance that she,
She's upstairs, is she? I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
She's upstairs. She's through that door.
I'll go take a look. If she's infested with some vines, I will take care to remove them from her with as minimal amount of violence.
There's no reason why if she is, we can't just leave and run away. We have a car. What we came here to do is no longer here. Unless we're here for the pumpkin butter, which I would definitely like to find a jar of before we leave, we have our mission.
I'll head upstairs and look for Sandy then.
Hey, Miguel, you can make a little search check.
What does she?
Hang on.
What does
I'm gonna help.
Real quick, let me 1 second. As Miguel's says pumpkin butter and looks down. you hear footsteps above you, which is, I mean, the cat, Fantasia, you actually know that you've been up there. It's the bedroom. The back bedroom is above this area. So you hear footsteps just kind of shuffling back and forth, and what sounds like someone trying to get out of a locked, like a door, banging against a wall. You can kind of hear the the rattle of the lock against the latch and the wood thudding. So
That's never a good sound.
Sandy!
Sandra D.
I'm gonna
Mrs. Sandy!
draw my gun just to be safe. Just like get that at the ready.
I go up and politely, for a woman to shut and knock on the door.
okay, so you're gonna head upstairs, and upstairs is a small apartment, 4 rooms connected by a single hallway. The doors to your left and right, kitchen and living room, are left and right. The kitchen, living room, and bathroom. The kitchen, sorry, the bathroom is on the left, and the kitchen and the living room is like one of those like open things where you can push something over, like with the open door. And those are to your right. But you, at the very end of the hall, is a closed door to the bedroom, and you can clearly hear movement and the banging behind the door.
Every fiber of my being is telling me nothing good can come from that door. But the one chance that she might be in danger, I cannot sleep with myself if I didn't check.
Is there a verbal response?
No, though as you go down the hallway or shout, the banging becomes more like forceful and quicker, as if it seems to be responding to your presence.
Hang on, before we do anything. You got that rope? Fantasia.
You have
The
the
rope.
rope?
Well,
Fantasia?
she stayed downstairs because she's gonna look for your pumpkin butter.
Do I have some? I'm pretty sure I have some rope on me.
I said everyone grab some rope. Extra rope can never hurt.
I will say that you do for the I mean,
Is it at all possible that this is just me throwing it out there for me to make some kind of makeshift snare in front of this door with the rope I
absolutely.
have?
Absolutely.
All right.
I would
In
like
what-
you to make a that is going to be a
Wait, but I'm gonna stop you right there.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take this chance to use my lucky, which is a non-combat feat, and take a phenomenal success in creating this snare. My once
Neat.
a session thing.
neat. I want to give everybody the roll, just let them know what this kind of stuff is, because this is the first time I have had someone actually build a trap here. So, this would be an acumen roll, and your skill that you would attach to this would be either your wit, probably your wit, but depending on the trap, it could be, say, your toughness if it's something where you have to like move a big log or something like that. And the nature and I think survival aptitudes both have trap as a possible subheading. But anyway, you absolutely get a phenomenal success, and you head over to the door after this, and
Well, impressive.
Ah, you learn lots of things over at camp. I was always a good Boy Scout.
well, do you open the door?
Once the trap is set,
Mhm.
I will, at a distance, kind of like open the door and back off.
All right. And as you open the door, or like the creatures you have seen before, she's totally covered in wriggling leafy vines. Her eyes are likewise affected, glowing the same dull yellow you've seen. She pushes past you, seemingly without noticing your presence, and attempts to walk down the hall. But as she steps into your snare, it catches, and she falls to the ground, and you've got it rooted, so she's like literally trapped. And at that moment, she starts to kind of thrash against her bonds and pull towards you. What do you do?
I'm yelling for Fantasia. Fantasia, get up here!
With a big
We caught
sigh,
him!
a heavy sigh. I'm gonna smack her in the head.
You're just gonna smack her? Like,
Yeah, she's dead.
You are going to roll. In this situation, she's trapped. I'm gonna give you an automatic 2 successes on this roll.
Okay.
Okay. So you may roll your hand to hand against her. She is going to get her response, thing, but it's. But she has the restrain condition. This will
5 total.
5.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's with 2 successes.
she got 2, so you got her for 3. That is 3. And what's your damage on that?
Yeah,
One.
just using my
Hand to hand's
toughness, it's
1.
normal.
It's just hand 1. So 4. That's 4 damage on poor Sandy, and yeah, you crack the back of her head down, bounces up really fast. But now everybody roll initiative.
Rolling initiative. That is 3 of these and 1 of this. I'm glad everything I have just adds up to 4 because that's about as many dice as I have. The 1 number above 5. That's it.
Uno and numero.
One.
Yeah.
Anyone get 4 or more?
Nope, not mine. Not me.
3.
I got 3.
And 2. 1.
1.
That is me.
Okay. So you can either decide who goes first between yourselves, or we can go to a tiebreaker.
You can go ahead, Percy.
Okay.
All right. So the first one to go is going to be Sandy. Miguel, you are directly kind of like you backed up in front of her, and she kind of puts her knee down and leaps forward almost with this strange. Or I'm sorry, you're standing directly over her, Percival. And she reaches up and grabs your ankle and attempts to, and you see the vines on her kind of like stretch out and reach up towards you. And that's what she's gonna do. Oh wait, I fucking didn't do this in reverse. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, Miguel and Percival, what are you planning on doing? I just told you what she's planning on doing in out of order, but you can react to it if you want.
Well, I plan on calling Fantasia so that she's aware that there's a fight that's broke out. And the second thing is I'm a shooter. It's like, I have my gun. So it's just like, let's go.
Sure thing. That's a coordination composure check. Firearms if you have it. And then what are you doing?
Bumper on the noggin.
Do another stomp.
Going over another tonk on the head.
Okay. That's another hand-to-hand roll. So top of the round, that is going to be her. And okay. Make a coordination reaction check, please, Percival.
Three, 4. Oh, sorry, got all my distress dice on that as well.
Yeah.
Still 4.
You are the luckiest distress dice. All right, so 4.
Don't say that when you hear my attack.
All right, so the vines that come up kind of still get you. You dodge most of them, but they wrap like right around your neck, and you feel thorns dig into your flesh there, right underneath, like right in the gap of the armor that you have. No, that's not the one, because I didn't check. That didn't consider the armor. You actually didn't take any. It wraps around the armor harmlessly, and attempts to pull down. It's not grappling you, but it. Anyway, and what did you get? Fantasia, you're just moving upstairs, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. And then the two of you, what did you get?
I got 2 successes, and my handgun says +2.
Okay. What'd you get, Percival?
0.
You had 0 on the attack?
Yeah.
What in the world? That's your first.
Are you sure? Are you reading those dice right?
I got 0. I didn't roll above a 3.
It's like she's tied up.
Good lord. All right. So as the vines reach up, you try to stomp at her again. She somehow twists in a way that is not supposed to be possible. And kind of like you hear like almost a cracking of bone as she moves directly out of the way of your boot as it slams against the ground. But as she does this, the you hear a gun go off and a kind of a chunk in the shoulder kind of comes off, and she swings to the side. Back at the and Fantasia, you have gotten to the top of the stairs. From where? Wait, you were in the storeroom still, weren't you?
I wasn't in the storeroom. I thought like I was more in the shop area looking for pumpkin butter.
Pumpkin butter, that's correct. So from where you are at, I should have had you make a roll. Do a really quick for me, another swim roll. The strength plus.
Okay.
Swimming for pumpkin butter.
Yeah.
That's a story.
I'm bobbing for butter.
Through the water. This is you getting through the water to get upstairs because that was what you're. After you were shouted at. So that is a strength plus your toughness on this one.
Yes. Toughness.
Athletics if you have it.
Forget these guys. Come here. Hi. Oh, come on. This is one. All right. I got one success.
One success. That is enough. It wasn't easy, but you get into that door, which they've left open, and you get up the steps, and you're able to like kind of crawl to the top. And your head peeks up just after, like, you hear the gunshot on the way up, and now you can act on this round. So, starting at the bottom, Miguel.
Is Sandy looking like she's gonna re-die anytime soon, or?
I mean, right now she's got, obviously her skull seems to be cracked, and she has a bullet wound in her arm, but she does not seem like she's stopping anytime soon. She's still struggling.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure I have my riot shield, so I'm gonna make sure to take that out. I'm gonna take another shot at her, and then just like make sure I'm standing at a safe distance. Like, let me take another couple steps back. That snare will hold her in place, and Percy has armor, so he'll be fine. So another shot.
Okay.
Another wonderful 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, and then what did you want to do? Well, hold on to that number. What do you want to do, Percival?
Some vines wrapped around my neck, correct?
Yeah, they're not actually grappling you. They were trying to like get at you.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine. I just want to test out my hypotheses, considering Miguel's taking a step backwards. I'm going to grab the vines in my left hand, use my punching on the right hand. And I'm going to kneel down as a point and give her a whack, whisper to the vines, and say, "I'm not going to complete my mission if I'm dead." And I'm going to whack her on the head and see if the vines react.
Sorry, what?
He whispered it. Here's the situation: if you are comfortable, Percival, with a contested roll with Miguel,
I don't have a problem with that.
All right,
because he's firing a firearm at exactly.
We are
the same
going
time.
to do the contested roll after the round is up. So hold on to that one. But that is what you whisper. Make your grapple roll, I guess. Yeah, grapple. Fantasia, what are you doing?
Jesus. What would Fantasia do at this point? Yeah, she's just gonna sit back. Watch it all unfold, because she had a feeling that Sandy was a Vine person, and she didn't want to have to come up here and deal with this right after seeing Mark. These are her people. This kind of hurts. And,
Yeah.
my hands are not getting dirty in this one.
You got it.
This the second time we've ignored Fantasia's wise warnings.
It is, in fact. And then Sandy is going to reach the other arm and actually vine whip up towards you, Miguel. You make a coordination reaction roll, please.
Coordination reaction. Yes. That is a singular success. If my shield helps in any way.
The shield. How did I rule the shield? I haven't actually made. One of
All
those.
I have written down is +2 armor.
Yeah, that was the idea of it right now. There's a chance that changes because it's there's reasons, but this is the first time someone actually used the riot shield, basically. Like, and everybody just left it there. So this is and the riot shield's kind of one of my own little things. It's not core book. So yeah, you've got riot shield down. Yeah, that's gonna hit you actually, and I need you to. You're infested.
I'm
No,
sorry.
she has to deal 5 or 4 or more damage. She only dealt 3. You are a lucky boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so 3 damage to you, Miguel, as it comes up. But what did you get on your roll, Percival?
I got 4.
She only got a 1. So you have done 4 damage to her with this. So you take this vine thing and you were slamming it down back, or you whispered and then hit her with it.
I was pulling. I was attempting to act as if I'm pulling it off of my neck, but it's around my neck. See if it reacts to my comment, whilst keeping my back to Miguel, because I know Miguel's about to fire a shot off at exactly the same time.
Oh yeah, I got you.
So I'm essentially using his shot to muffle my sound, muffle my words.
Perfect. Okay, so that is going. I need to make a different roll for that one. I misunderstood what you're saying. This is going to be a coordination plus manipulation. And if you have some form of subterfuge,
I have negotiation.
Do I give negotiation?
I am attempting to negotiate with the vines.
You are.
We both have
I'm gonna give
negotiation.
you negotiation on that one.
Okay, so it's.
I like
So
it.
which attributes and skills do I use?
That's going to be coordination and manipulation.
Okay, I'm going to burn some seconds. So 2 of those. Stress that. 3.
All right, 3. That is most likely.
I want to see if they react, if they loosen their grip.
They do not. They're not really like wrapping around you or anything. They're still writhing, but you do not sense that it didn't go back. It didn't move. It hasn't done anything yet. And then Miguel.
Complete.
Yeah, Miguel, your second shot. As you see him kind of like do this and put something up, put it to his mask. You pull the trigger, and the gunshot, your last gunshot, goes directly through her collarbone area, and she just goes kind of limp. The vine in your hand starts to turn to ooze. And now I would like you to make a. That's going to be. Did you hear it? Your did you hear it roll is going to be. Intuition plus vigilance.
1 success.
He got more successes. He was capable of buffling this from you. You do not hear him ask that.
Do not hear at all.
Womp womp womp. All right. So yeah, Sandy is down, and you have the vines all melt off of her, and she just is now there as her normal self. The ooze itself starts to kind of like dissipate and move away, almost as if it's like, just rotting all the way through decomposition before your eyes.
Gods. Well,
So are we even sure that the vines like to inhabit beings that are already dead? Because it doesn't seem so. It seems that it likes to try to go after living beings from my personal observations. Percy, would you agree?
Considering it obviously didn't infest what's his name downstairs, yeah, that would be a reasonably sound hypothesis. Fine.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Maybe it needs a functioning nervous system to be able to manipulate.
fire extinguishers put out low temperature, right?
You're not going to be able to numb, certainly a living human body.
No, I'm not
Maybe-
talking about doing people. I'm talking weaponizing the cold against the vines. Maybe if we could get
What kind of
shit.
texture is this goo on my hand?
I mean, it's you ever forgot a banana on top of your refrigerator?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you're talking. It stays slippery and almost wet the entire time, but it still just kind of turns into this mush in your hands, just like vegetable rot.
Ew.
I want to inspect Sandy's body. Though I'm not a doctor, I do have a PhD in cybernetics. So recreating, shall we say, physical appendages. How extensive is the damage to the body caused by the vines? Did they interweave into the body? Did they seem to connect to?
You see,
nervous system?
you see, there are tiny pinpricks all over her body, but nothing that would have been lethal necessarily. Similar to the ones you saw in the dog's mouths that it was wrapping around and stuff like that. But
so its modus operandum is to inject something, probably the ooze through the thorns into the body, and use that to control the body. So the bodies are relatively fresh, apart from the damage that we appear to cause them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, I really do hate to be the one to interrupt the autopsy again, but the reason we're here, they're both dead. I think we should just head for higher ground before the water catches up to us.
I totally agree with that, but if we keep taking that attitude, we'll all end up being art teachers.
Oh my God. I would rather be a living art teacher than a dead museum owner.
Okay. Knowledge is power, my friend. We need to know what we're fighting here.
Well, it seems that guns and fists work just fine against it.
Well,
Yeah.
Against its symptom, the evidence of it, because it itself is actually the vines or whatever parasitic goo or toxin this is that's making people and animals act out uber aggressive. Reed, how are you feeling? I saw you get snatched at by a vine as I was coming up here.
I just shot at a person for the first time in my life. I am not in a wellspring of my mind. I just want
Fair enough.
to get
You
up.
just murdered one of the staples of my childhood. Both of you did, so I get that. Let's just get back to the truck.
got deep. All right, as you dejectedly walk back downstairs and dip your legs back into the rough water, Mikhail, you just kind of notice out of the corner of your eye one of those floating bottles or cans of pumpkin butter, jars of pumpkin butter.
Grab.
Yeah, and as you do, your hand, you kind of notice sitting on this bookshelf, right next to where it was at, is a book called The Haunted History of Avery. And on it is a bunch of vines down the spine.
Look at that. I take the book and the butter.
So with book and butter in hand, you
Two bees in life.
Yeah, you shuffle back out to the truck, and Casey is asking, what happened. And you can relay what you want to her. But but basically, and then she's asking what are we doing now?
I look around and it's like, so, the library? It looks to be the driest place in town at the moment. And it's up a hill, so hopefully that will be the safest place considering the flood. And the water's already getting... How dangerously high is the water right now?
I mean, it's been rising a little bit, but like mostly down where you were at. It's still right at the like door level of the truck that you're in, but the truck sits rather high. So
Unless either of you know of any... I mean, you're from here, Fantasia. You should probably know of someplace safe.
everybody goes to the Looper Green School for storm drills and shit.
Yeah. And they might actually have something in the chemistry lab that we can use to weaponize cold. Or maybe fire, but, fire that
Some herbicide.
Doesn't-
Herbicide.
that burns something that's wet is pretty dangerous fire that I really don't want to expose the entire town to, just in case. But I mean, it is an option. Or there's acids. We can make some acids. There's options in the chemistry lab.
Well, so long as we get out of this godforsaken rain and out of this mess, I'm good for wherever we go. I'm not even gonna sit in the passenger seat. I'm gonna sit in the back and just sit there, solemnly staring out the window.
Well, you got a jar of butter in one hand and a book in the other.
I'm gonna start reading the book, and then the butter I'll save for later. I'll keep it in the car.
Okay.
So
now you've this book that you're holding in your hand, you end up finding kind of flipping through a little bit, and you see a picture of a bunch of vines surrounding this strange-looking creature. It's the one on the top right of the Twitch chat. That is the picture that you see. Not the Looper Greens, but you see one of like that big wolf-masked beast covered in vines.
Huh.
And when you start reading through that section, what you pick up is that Don Hegland certainly has a unique writing voice, and his book is filled with stories that would be laughable in any other situation. This story, though, immediately catches your eye. The Bramble Beast and the Troubles of 1917 begins by offering an alternate explanation of Avery's initial construction. It's well known that the current location of the town isn't its original space. In fact, the first site of the town sits at the bottom of Lake Canderley these days. At some point, the elders of the town decided to create the lake and rebuild Avery on its shores. While there are still theories to explain this decision, Heagland suggests an ominous cause. According to the story, early residents didn't have a firm grasp on how heavy logging would affect erosion in the area. By the time they realized their mistake, they had stripped the hills around the town of the plant life that was critical to controlling runoff, and Avery was subjected to nearly constant flooding. They tried several strategies for fixing the problem. Ultimately, they decided on transplanting a non-native species of vine that would cover all the affected areas. Within a few months, though, the vine began to spread out of the areas the townspeople had designed for it. They tried everything they could think of to beat it back, but nothing could keep the creeping tendrils at bay for long. Eventually, when the vine patch reached the edge of town and began to damage the buildings there, the town elders believed that the plant would be unable to grow underwater, and they created Lake Canderley as a way to protect the new Avery they intended to build. They seem to have been more or less correct, though. Local legend has it that divers still won't allow their feet to touch the bottom of the lake, in fear that the vine will grab them and keep them from coming back up. In the spring of 1917, a massive storm damaged the Jackson County Dam. While most of Avery was spared, the area where Looper Green's high now sits was under several feet of water again. Heagland's book offers a supernatural explanation of what transpired, and according to unnamed sources, several townspeople spotted a massive creature made entirely of vines, trying to tear the dam apart with its bare hands. It likely would have succeeded, except for the inexplicable appearance of several ancient Roman soldiers who pushed it away from the area and destroyed its demonic heart. There's no explanation of who the Romans were, and they were never seen again. The Bramble Beast of Jackson County has become, it's a bit of a local legend. Fantasia, this is, like, as this is kind of going on, you seem to recall hearing about it before, but it's ridiculous. And there's been a handful of sightings here and there from, locals. At the end of the chapter is a block of citation, which calls back to the Don Heagland works on the history of Avery, Maine, books specifically found in the Avery Historical Reference section at the James McIntyre Public Library.
Well, look at that. We're going to the library.
Certainly
So-
looks like it indeed.
So from what I'm getting is these vines can survive underwater.
They seem to.
Well, guess we're wrong. All right. In case you make a left over there, I guess we're going to go to the library first.
Okay, so you head up to the library. Are you heading to the library? I assume. So,
Yeah.
and because of its position on a small hill, the library has been largely unaffected by the flood. Casey is driving, is like pulling the truck up the hill to get towards it. It has, however, sprung its fair share of leaks, and you can hear water dripping in the stacks. The building hasn't been taken well care of since the storm started, and it smells of wet paper and mold. With the power out, the computer systems can't help you find what you need. Luckily, there's an old card catalog in the back office, if anyone can remember how to use it. Who's got research?
I do.
Would
Ooh,
be
ooh, ooh, ooh.
me.
Oh, everybody's got research. And you're in the library.
Birds. All right, let's do the nerdy thing and find books at like the top speed of nerddom.
All right. So what
Who
you're gonna do
knows their
is,
Dewey Decimal System?
if you want to look through the card catalog, who would like to do that?
Whoever has the specific Dewey Decimal System, because I just have plain ass research.
Yeah, no, just straight up research.
Percy, do you happen to have?
I've got research.
Is there anything stopping all three of us from looking at the card catalog?
No. You can all help each other.
Right. Well,
What attributes and skills you use?
It'd be acumen plus I'll call that wit,
that's only
And
3
then
dice for yours truly.
and then research is going to increase your skills.
That gives you
A
D8s
D8.
and
Yeah,
A
a D8, a D8 or the D8 for whatever skill dot you have.
so that is 3 dice for me, but one of them is a D8.
Yes,
What about
And
you,
then-
Percy?
you can. You're helping each other, so you can roll together.
Oh, well,
and
there
you
we go.
add your successes, and then make sure you roll your distress die.
I rolled well.
Distress die, Miguel.
Do I have distress die?
I thought you had at least one.
Oh yeah, distress die. The from being bound by the vines.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is a 3.
A 3. Okay.
I spent 6 seconds to ignore my distress die because I didn't want to push my luck and have something go catastrophically horribly wrong while searching a card catalog. Although that would be hilarious, so maybe behind the scenes on a break we can talk about what could have gone wrong. But I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is 4.
Okay. So you'll find this quick. You get in there and start like flipping through the card catalog and stuff like that, and you end up finding the location of the Don Heeglin works, specifically, about Avery. There's an Avery historical reference section. These are books that are actually written by old Avery people in Avery, Maine. Nothing's allowed to be checked out, but you can get back there and start looking through them if you would like.
If anything will help us find a way to deal with these vines, then all for it.
Okay. So you are. Please make more research checks if you would like on the thing.
Lady Luck giveth, Lady Luck taketh away.
Mine's 2. I'm struggling with the fact that Americans can't spell properly. So the books don't make much sense to me.
I rolled the 3 die and the distress, and that is 0 successes, but nothing bad on the success on the distress
That's good.
die. It's
All right.
just-
Whatever I get, Fantasia.
I got -2. Much like I said, I'm struggling.
Minus?
But -2.
Ooh.
We're
Okay.
about to find out.
Fantasia?
To that, my 0, which may as well be a -2. So, double catastrophic failure. Here we go. Let's see what
Okay.
happens. How many bookshelves fall on us?
As you're looking through, you finally kind of find the books, and unfortunately, when you're flipping through them, the sections that you need to look at are completely waterlogged. Completely. They are destroyed
Yellow
beyond
card,
repair.
you're breaking my heart.
Oh no.
Like, seriously? Books.
Yeah. Poor books.
I'm sorry.
It's yeah, it's a sad time.
Oh no.
But catastrophic failures. Unfortunately, there are so the main Heekland book. Was that a legit yellow? Are we legit yellowing?
It was borderline there.
Yeah.
It was like a chartreuse. Because I just had a flash of what would happen if my Stephen King books. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's this is a very Stephen King-ish setting, so I can see
Yeah.
the correlation here. So that book is not going to assist you, and the only thing you're able to glean from it is you kind of get to the back where it talks about you get to the back of the section and it's kind of talking about the name of these men that had donated money to the library that were from Italy. They have very Roman-esque names. And that's about all you kind of glean from it. So something has gone on in this library since then, but you don't really know what. What would you like to do?
Seems like what we came here to find is destroyed. How did the water get here to begin with? Like, is it?
Yeah, as you're kind of looking around, like there's windows that are busted and stuff like that from the storm. The building itself is also kind of old, and we were talking about pouring rain. So there's places where there's water kind of like dripping in
Waterfalls.
here and there. Yeah. Pipes may have burst, any number of things, but it's yeah.
All right, here's a random idea. We're in a library. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of information here we can glean before leaving. There any books on vine and how to maybe kill them? Is there a botany section of the library?
I'm gonna let y'all do a real quick search. Do y'all want to do a real quick search around the library to see what we can, if we can glean anything else here?
Just if it's
Yeah.
there.
Okay. If you want to look in this section for something else on vines, I will allow you to do that. If you would like to do
The book we needed.
an acumen, we're gonna intuition plus wit on this one because you're looking without the card catalog just for what you can find in here.
Okay.
And then personal Fantasia, what would you like to be doing while he's searching for that?
Even though I'm a professor, I don't do books.
Yeah, not that kind of professor.
You know, I'm gonna leave it to them. I want to go outside and talk to Casey. Like, we went to high school together, went to different colleges, but I need to have a chat with a close friend.
Yeah.
That feels like I should have taken a distress die.
I will allow you to make a keep it together check if you feel you deserve that, and then if you want to take the minutes, you may, and then you can go out to talk. And then personally, you're just gonna kind of look around in general.
Should I?
All right, and as you kind of walk out where you're at in the reference section, there's like a second story to this library. You're kind of walk up the stairs, and the first thing you see is a glass case sitting in front of you with like one of those lecterns where you would like put an open book on it. And there's a big sun blazed like inscription here, like on a white marble column. It looks completely different than the rest of the library. It looks it is a newer edition. And there is some terminology in Latin written underneath the little stand.
Key, come up and exercise your Latin.
Oh my god! Wait, I already rolled the thing for the.
Yeah,
for
what'd
the
you
book.
what'd you get?
I got 2 successes, and the distress die is still rolling 3.
Okay, good stress die. All right, so you do find the book, and you find a book specifically about horticulture and like things like that. And flipping through, it's sort of like a farmer's almanac type thing. And you flip through it, and you end up seeing. You decide to look at 1917. Like maybe something's in there about that you read from the Heaglan's book, and it does talk about a very invasive vine that they had to order this special sort of chemical from to do or to destroy. And looking kind of through it, you see that like that chemical is widely accessible today, and it may you may be able to find some.
I'm gonna earmark that on the book and go over help my dear friend Percy out with his Latin homework. Yes, Percy. What is it you need me to read now?
It's that language.
Yes. Hey, what am I reading here?
That's going to be an acumen plus wit with your language skill.
Show him the pillar
So
with the
that
sundial
is
thingy
one of
on the top.
these, one of these, and if I wanted to spend seconds to add dice, that's how that works, right?
After you roll, you may decide for 2, you may roll an additional d8.
Okay. Or if I want to delete my distress die, that is.
6 seconds, but you would want to do that after the roll
Yeah.
because you don't.
Alright. Let's roll these. That is 1 failure. And that is about it. So unless I can spend seconds to add another one of these.
You can spend seconds. You can spend seconds to add whatever you want. Yeah, 1 second to re-roll a dice.
Oh,
2 seconds to add a d8. You may only re-roll a dice once.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend the 2 seconds. That brings me up to 6, and then let's re-roll that failure, so we don't have a catastrophic failure.
You can't re-roll distress dice. Sorry.
No, the failure. It's not the distress die. The distress die
Okay.
rolled
Yeah.
before.
Gotcha. The failed dice.
Yeah, the 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
That if you did, the only time ones count against you is if they're on distress die.
Oh, then either way, it turned into a 4. So if I spend the
You can spend 4 more seconds and roll up to 2 more dice. So
okay, so 6 more seconds puts me at 12 seconds. No, that means I'm at a minute 3.
yeah, you add a minute.
So minute 3, and then roll 2 more dice.
Yes.
Free, what have you been doing
Please,
this time?
please, 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 please. They're all 4s, all of them.
You stare at it and you just cannot, like, for the life of you. It's easier to pick it up when you're hearing it because of but these are letters that you don't necessarily understand. So you're not able to decide what exactly is being said here. You do notice however, that the glass case is empty. There's a little card like down there that's talking about the donation of this book from the Holy Roman Church.
I'm going to take my phone out. Do we have a signal yet?
A signal for cell phones?
Yeah.
Negative. While you two are talking, doing that, Fantasia, you get out to the truck, and Casey is not there.
It wasn't me.
Fucking cool. I totally kept it together though. I got
You did.
2 successes on that.
You did.
So
You
I'm
kept it
upset
together.
about the books. I really,
But-
really am. And Sandy and Mark and everything that's going on. And now, the only other person from my hometown, which is completely underwater and attacked by these creepy vines that I thought were just a stupid tale to keep us kids out of the woods, is gone.
It's gone.
Great.
Gone.
Just fantastic. Freaking tastic.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sit in the truck.
That sounds like a good idea.
Actually, yeah. Are the keys still in the truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
The truck's still on.
Are there any leaves on the seat?
You do not notice any.
Okay, good. I'm getting in the truck and I'm locking the doors. And I'm turning the radio off.
Okay. So the two of you, what are you doing after you fail to read anything?
I suppose
Punish.
Mikey should go and visit, find out where Fanny wandered off to before she blows herself up.
Mhm.
Well,
You did see her leave.
Yeah. We can discuss this later. I found this interesting, and I show him what I found in the horticulture thing, and it's like, look it. Apparently, this problem used to be here back in the 1970s, and they used this chemical to take care of the plants, whatever that chemical may be.
Basically, the chemical is
Agent Orange.
it's a 1917 is when this happened. But this is it has become
17, my bad.
but it's still a common chemical used in the area for encroaching things, which is actually noted in the book that you were reading.
All right.
And
so,
they name they name the stuff, but I don't have my brain ready to pull a chemical out of it right now.
well, we'll just call it, whatever we're calling it.
Tetrahydrochlorothiazide.
it's ivermectin is what
Oh.
it is.
Oh
It
my
is.
God.
It is ivermectin.
I'm writing that down as canon.
It is.
Okay. Now we just gotta go to the local vet shop, because we won't find that in the school lab, unless
I'm
the
kidding.
school.
Yeah, it's just
Oh, 4-H.
it's a word, but it's anyway. So you both head out and you see the truck on, doors closed, and you do see you can kind of see, like, from the mirror, Fantasia just sitting in the driver's seat, like staring ahead.
I'm a knock. Dude, I mean, if the doors are, she's not gonna hear us unless we. Hello,
Yeah.
knocking on the. Dunk, 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 dunk.
I was asking Miguel, where's Casey?
Oh well.
Unlock.
Obviously not in the car.
All right, you see her unlock the door.
I opened the door. Fantasia, where's Casey?
I don't know. Came out here. I needed someone who's from here. And she's not here.
This is what? This is... Carry on.
I know the way to the high school, if that's where we need to go. That's the next driest place, I suppose. Didn't that book say something about the high school being, or no, it was the lake. That's right, it's the lake.
The dam for
and
Lake
then there
Kimberly
was-
is next
yeah.
to, and when the dam broke, it flooded the high school area. Otherwise, the high school was fine where it's at.
Yeah. So we could go to the high school. Maybe there's something over by the dam that is the root, haha, pun intended, cause of all of this.
We found this, and apparently, ivermectin can kill these vines, whatever that is.
Topical and hilarious. I love me.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they have some of that at the high school. So it's not like there's.
Well,
Yeah, we don't have like big chemical supply warehouse here. That's not what Avery's all about. It's just a little small, funky, awesome town.
But
And we're not big like that where we're going to have like a DuPont factory or something.
well, we have to decide whether we're going to go or whether we're going to do something about the Casey missing business. But I don't know how much time we have left. I know you two are close.
I suppose it's down to Fanny. It's her friend.
I don't even know where to begin to look for her. I don't even know why she's gone.
See, kids, this is what happens when you study the arts and not STEM subjects. just no use whatsoever in a pressure situation.
For all we know, she's been kidnapped.
Why not?
Napped.
Okay,
You
that
know,
makes more sense.
they absconded with her like little bees with pollen or something. I don't know. I think number one, we need to figure out something for the vines. Number two, see if there's any way to get a hold of anyone at the dam to make sure that the stupid pumps are working. If not, then something's gonna have to happen there once this rain eventually, hopefully, stops falling. Otherwise, this entire town is gonna stay underwater. And I don't want to see my entire town just buried under these millions of gallons of gunky, gross water and polluted garbage and everything from the way that we live. So
Then-
yes, I'm gonna start babbling.
Of the three
Someone
of us-
else drive. I can't right now.
I don't drive. Of the three of us, I'm the engineer. So I rate you to go to the school or wherever you need to do to find whatever ingredients you need, and I'll head to the dam and see if I can see what's happening there.
School and the dam are at the same place, basically.
Yeah. So when we get to the school, I'll go
Okay,
to the
but-
dam. You go to
Oh.
the chemistry lab.
The last time one of us sat alone anywhere, they disappeared. Are you sure that's a wise idea?
Yeah, I'm not an art teacher. I can take care of myself.
Okay, I went alone for 2 seconds and I got
Yeah,
wrapped up in a dog
Yeah,
kennel.
yeah, but you just teach Spanish.
And what do you teach that makes you an expert? Self-defense and against the dark arts, Mr. Snape? We need to stick together.
Well, we can kill two birds with one stone. And I will give I will give you my word if we do have any issues. Then I will come running. Actually, I'm not going to fight 3 zombie mooses. Because one
Alright.
zombie moose hurts.
It's your funeral if anything happens to you. Right now, we just go. Go ahead and drive. I pick up the jar of pumpkin butter and I kind of hold it to Fantasia.
Well, currently we're
Once-
not going anywhere because Fantasia said she wasn't going to drive. I told you I don't drive.
Oh, okay. Hold my pumpkin butter. I'm gonna
Alright.
drive.
Miguel, make a make a coordination plus vigilance roll.
Hey, that's a
Boy.
good roll. Okay, let me roll the
Oh,
distress die
yes.
first, just out of it. Hey, good distress die. All right, so that's 4 of these, and then 1 more. That is a total of 2 successes.
Perfect. And Fantasia tells you she went to Looper Greens High School. Like, there's a couple of roads to kind of get there, and there's one that's kind of higher on a ridge, back road. That's the one that she leads you down. And as you head down that way, you've seen several abandoned vehicles on your way to the high school. But there's something about this next one that catches your eye. It's resting on its driver's side in the middle of the road. Flooding isn't too bad here. Like just runoff from the cliff leading down. Only about so most of the matte black SUV is visible. Despite the distance, you can see that there are no exterior markings and no license plate, and you can also tell that it's been modified with a layer of thick armor. Even so, this SUV has several deep slashes that are aligned in what appear to be claw marks. The passenger side of the front door has been torn off and thrown about 30 yards away. There's something kind of like bobbing next to the vehicle down the hill as your lights shine over it. And it could be a body, but you'd have to get closer to be sure.
At this point, I'm not curious about things bobbing in the water in the far distance, considering that. And I point to the car. Are you sure you still want to go on by yourself?
I'll be fine. If I see anything, I'll just run.
Can you outrun it? Because I don't think the car did.
Maybe the car was parked when it got attacked. Stationary cars are easy to attack.
Alright, so the heavily armored vehicle.
I'll
The
be fine.
heavily armored vehicle.
Miguel, I'll be fine.
He says he'll be fine, Pat. Okay.
You guys make the herbicide. I'll hit the dam.
Are you going to keep heading? Are you just going to drive by this thing, or are you
What-
gonna...
I'm not. I mean, unless either of you are very curious about the disaster here, my intention is to keep driving. Because last time we stopped to check a body, it attacked us.
Fair point.
Percy, your opinion?
It's not me, so I'm not interested.
All right, then
Y'all pass it on by. Okay. And with that, we're going to be taking an intermission, everybody. I would like to start back up at about 10:45. I've got to get this dog outside before she goes absolutely insane.
All right.
She is staring at me like she's going to eat me. So, 10:45 or so is when we will pick back up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you then. Hello, everybody. We are back for the exciting conclusion of the Avery, Maine story this evening. Well, let's go ahead and get to it. The closer you get to the Looper Green High School, the thicker the mass of vines around you becomes. The trees and even some portions of the road are covered with visibly writhing vines. And when you reach the school, you finally realize what happened to the residents of Avery, Maine. They're all here, and they're all covered in those same vines. They're forming what looks like a human chain from the football stadium to the dam about 1.5 miles away, and they're mindlessly passing tools like pickaxes and hammers up towards the dam, and baskets of stone and plaster being brought back towards the field.
Oh, fuck.
The entire campus is covered with the vines, concentrated mostly around the human chain of your community, but especially concentrated around the football stadium. You can't quite see inside the stadium from this angle, but you can see the bramble beast from the book standing just outside one of the entrances. It's humongous, probably 8 or 9 feet tall, and it's completely made up of squirming vines. The only part of it that isn't vegetation is its head, which looks like the skull of a large wolf or bear that is jutting from the leaves. Just like all of the townsfolk, the beast's eyes glow with a soft internal light. It's barking what might be orders of the people, and even though it would have no difficulty spotting you where you're at, it seems largely unconcerned with your presence.
Are you
Right, they're
all...
actually occupied or preoccupied in some kind of process. So I don't think they're going to disturb you if you guys head to the chemistry lab. And I'll
there,
stay
and
in-
we'll
Mhm.
also hit the groundskeeper's
Yeah.
storeroom so we can get some spray.
I'm not interfere with the supply chain, but I'm going to see what's happening and what they're doing up at the dam whilst you prepare your herbicide. And then I'll come back and tell you what they're doing.
Hey, be careful.
I'll just make a recognition.
I'm just trying to process the line, the beast, and the calm.
Yeah, that's where we're not going over there near the big thing. Okay, so I'm going in the other direction to the big thing.
Okay.
You guys go and prep the herbicide.
I'll follow Fanta. Just tell me where. And I keep looking at it as just like, nah, fam. Okay. We have guns, right? Okay.
We do have guns
Did
and
is the AR-15 still in the
axes.
car? Casey's AR-15.
Yeah. All the weapons that you have are in the car.
I'm gonna leave the shield, and I'm gonna take the handgun, and I'm gonna just take the AR-15. strap it to my
I'll
back.
take the shield with me.
There you go. You want the shotgun, fan?
No, I'm better off with the truncheon.
No, I'm
Oh.
good.
Okay, suit yourself. All right,
I will.
let's do this. I'm gonna assume that we've briefed Fantasia about the chemical and the thing and the along the way. on the drive
Yeah.
over.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you where you're at, basically, like the line of people is heading off towards the dam, and you can kind of see them. There are 2 entrances to the football stadium. There's one to your left around the side, and one towards your right. Where you're out on the right, that's where the line of people is coming from. So you can go into the left with nothing there. The high school is on the opposite side of the football stadium from where you were at, and from here you can see it is also entirely caked with vines. You cannot see any of the structure of that building.
No, and grass. Cool. Okay. So the groundskeepers like
That's over by the football field. There's like a
building?
yeah.
Is
there's
that
like
on
a
the
shed.
left or the right?
It's actually on the side that you're on behind it. It's sort of it's outside of the stadium, but there's like a big shed thing where the different equipment is kept.
Yeah, and so I don't see anyone going in or out of that because they've all already gotten all the tools that they could ever use out of there. I hope.
The door is closed to it. You do not see any
Cool.
as if anyone has gone into it.
All right, that's where I'm headed. Mickey, let's go.
All right, I follow you.
All right, and where are you headed, Percival?
I'm heading to the base of the dam to the exact point where I already know the seed is.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna start with Percival here. Percival, you are walking towards the dam, and the giant bramble beast, which you're gonna have to pass to get there, does not notice you until you get to around 15 yards from him.
She's giving
From
me a
it.
very wide berth. I'm not looking right.
Right. And it turns and it speaks to you in a language that you should not understand, but you totally do. And it basically demands to know what you're doing here.
Are Fantasia and Miguel gone and out of sight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll turn around and say to it, they're here to destroy the seed. It's time to relocate.
Seed is underwater. Must free it.
I can get it, eh?
I handled them, and it turns off and starts walking down the line towards them, allowing you free access the other way.
Okay.
Fantasia and Mickey, you have gotten to the front of the shed, and there is a padlock on it.
Can I just shoot the door open with the gun?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you shoot it. That is a coordination plus composure. If you have firearms, you can increase the die.
I do not, but let's just end please behave, distress die. That is a 0 everything. I will spend seconds to add how many to add another die? 6 seconds? 2 seconds.
Roll
2
another
seconds.
D8. Yeah.
Alright. Come on, lucky. That's a 5. That's 1 success. Alright, I shoot the door.
The bullet popped right through the lock and burst it. Bullet hole doesn't go all the way through, but it just breaks the lock, ricochets off. You're able to kind of get it off and open. And this the tool shed here is very well organized. There is a couple of groundskeeping equipment pieces in front of you. All the chalk and stuff from the line and stuff for the upkeep. And then on the left-hand side, there's actually a bunch of different, there's a wall of 3 different canisters of insecticide and one of those backpacks that you can wear that sprays it around.
Great. That seems useful. I'm gonna take one of those.
Well, you said insecticide. Is there herbicide too? The
I meant to say
ivermectin?
herbicide.
I
meant to
figured
say,
so.
yeah.
Yep.
Great.
I want to backpack up.
That same. Let's do this.
Ghostbusters.
Oh my god, what do we call ourselves? There's a pun in here waiting somewhere, but it doesn't come to mind right now.
So, who's hooking up with the
spray? Isn't there more than one?
Well,
Nope.
there's one backpack and the canister for it.
What's your coordination?
Well, if you choose the spray, you will not be able to also use the AR-15.
Well, then...
I'm
your
gonna
choice.
spray.
There you go.
Contagious
If
disease
I have a
doesn't spray.
catastrophic failure with chemicals, I'm less likely to kill you.
So after Fantasia has gotten her rig on, you step outside and you feel boom, and look to your left, and the bramble beast is heading directly towards you. Please roll initiative, you two. So what's going to happen here, since basically Percival has abandoned the cause, is this is going to be a combat with the two of you, and then after this over...
I'm fulfilling my cause.
He is, right. He was, yeah. So you are now, we're going to finish this combat with them, and then we're going to go to you. Probably every few rounds, so it doesn't take too long.
Fine.
Okay. Next time you get a 4 or more critical success, you get a automatic solace roll.
Oh, wow.
All right, chat. We're going up against the big bad wolf, so if you really, really like us,
Give your dice to me.
no, pick your side. Pick your side.
All right. Roll your initiatives, please.
I got the singular one again. Lovely.
Oh boy. All right.
Yep.
Tuition 2.
I really regret leaving the shield.
Yeah. Might have been a... All right. You want to get a 4 or more? 3, 2, 1.
Did we both get one?
Did either of you get one?
I got
What
one.
did Okay, you got one. Then, and what is your the total dots you have for coordination and vigilance?
Coordination and vigilance. I have 2 in coordination and 3 in vigilance.
Okay, so you will be going before the Bramble Beast. Fantasia, what'd you get?
A really tough choice.
Okay.
Because I can only spend... Well, let's do this real quick, because I got a -2. I'm going to spend 1 second. That's put me at 9 seconds. I'm going to Oh, wait, I can't re-roll. Well, yeah, I can at least try to re-roll my D8.
Yeah.
Or one of them. That still is not good.
Okay. So basically, what happens is you are just dumbstruck for your first round. You were just kind of like, you're holding this
monster from folk tales from growing up from childhood is real. Everything my crazy grandma used to tell me and my crazy great grandpa used to tell me, smelling like whiskey. I thought he was crazy, but no, the monster from 1917 is really real.
It is, in fact, real. Standing right in front of you. Miguel, or, so Fantasia, you were not acting this round, you were just, it is going to make its,
This is gonna...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
helping out Percival.
The chat
Graham,
is
you're the best.
Cheers, Graham. You're awesome.
Okay.
That's Graham
Okay.
watching the stream.
All right, make a, or what are you doing, Miguel?
Here's the gun. This is the +3
Make
big
your coordination plus reaction.
Yep.
Or coordination plus composure, sorry.
2, the 1, the distress die, and this is, if there's ever time to spend seconds, this is the time. That is nothing. Wait, I have an automatic success, don't I?
Yeah, what'd
From-
you get?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's 1 success, and I'm gonna spend 2 more seconds to roll another. So that puts me at 5 seconds, 3 minutes. Let's please give me another success. Hey, another success. So that's 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. It got.
And it is +3, whatever that means.
That's that means it does 3 damage on the thing. So if you get at least 0 successes, you hit for 3 damage. And then you add your net successes beyond that. So you got 2. You're doing 5. You got 1. You're doing 4. Its armor is 6. You have armor piercing of 3. Okay. So the first shot hits it, and you see the bullet just go zoom and sort of sink into the creature itself, and it sort of don't really notice anything. It, however, is going to come down with its giant arm, like comes down like a claw, and the end of the claw turns into these like long thorny whips, and they slash down at you right after firing. I need you to make a coordination plus reaction roll.
Coordination and reaction. That is good for me. Here's the distress die. Just to stress me out. That is... okay. Can I re-roll the distress die? That is... no,
You-
eliminate it with a second, right?
You can spend 6 seconds to eliminate all of the distress pool.
Okay, I'm eliminating the distress pool because that would have been a failure from the distress. That is 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. It actually still hits you for a whole lot.
Okay, well...
I rolled 5 successes on this attack, so it did 4. Its base damage on this is a... Ooh.
okay.
Ooh, okay. You just took 9 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 1 health left.
This is a grievous wound. The whip of these vines hits your back, tearing, like, you feel it tearing your back open. You now have an automatic 2 extra distress at all times. This can increase your distress up to 7.
Well, that is 2 more distress die to the pool. Good luck,
Chef.
Fantasia. Good luck.
All right, Fantasia, it's your. What do you do? What is your action this round since you go for your first pick?
Thank you, chat. Who am I thanking specifically?
Let you know they may
Graham.
not be.
Would it be cheating if I bought myself an auto success?
I don't see why it would be. I mean,
I always say to my players, feel free to spend your points, but I have an infinite number of them, so I'm going to win.
I'm buying me one.
I don't got much time to live.
Okay, so there we go, and I'm gonna hope and pray that.
are you gonna spray it?
Yay! 2 auto successes. That's
All right.
cool.
So if you're-
Yeah, I'm gonna spray it.
That's gonna be a coordination plus composure. We'll say on that one.
2,
This.
3.
I mean, I don't know what aptitude you would have that would affect this.
Can I apply the research that I've done?
Not on use of poison like this. Like if it was
Yeah.
if you're mixing the poison, maybe.
Yeah, that's
So Rich,
okay.
you probably have no idea how to use it because you've never tended to a garden in your life.
Now none of you will
True.
touch the garden in your life.
So that was coordination and
Composure.
composure. Okay.
Okay. And it is going to do its thing. And what are you doing, Mikey? Mikey?
I don't know whether the smart thing is to keep shooting at it or to run away, but I don't think running away from it's an option at this point.
You can do both.
Okay, then I choose to run and gun.
Coordination, composure?
Coordination, composure. That is these 3, and then the lots of distress die. I'm gonna be spending so many seconds because that's definitely
You have an automatic success, I believe.
okay. Make that 2 successes, and the distress die behave. They're all 3s. So that is 2 successes, counting my automatic one for running and gunning.
Oh wow, it got 0. So you were looking at 5 damage minus 3 because of the armor. So it's 2 damage. Gun right through it. Again, you do see it kind of like snap some of the massive writhing vines, but you don't see it actually reacting to any of this so far.
Did Fantasia manage to spray it?
Well, we don't know yet. Fantasia goes last in the
Okay.
round.
Oh, okay. And let the running come.
All right, and make a coordination reaction, please, Miguel.
Here we go again. Coordination reaction is okay. That's all 4 of these, and all 3 of you. For the fans, that is nada. That is 0.
You're down. Second vine whip comes down right at you, slicing you like directly across the chest, and you fall to your knees, fall forward at 0, and we will at the top of the round we will go to your decision. Kerplunk. Fantasia, you got what?
After all was said and done, I got 1 success, which feels monumental for me.
It does. It got 0 successes on the dodge. So the poison does
Get sprayed.
The poison does 3 base damage to plants and it ignores armor entirely. So you did 4 damage to this thing, and you actually like spray the vines that came down and slapped Miguel. And as you do, you see them like draw back and stiffen and start to brown up like really well, like they were before. And it actually like recoils its arm a bit. And we are now at the top of the round. Miguel, you have a decision to make.
Okay. What are my options?
You either die, you know, if you can just be like, Miguel's good. He's heroically been destroyed, or you may choose just to be like to come back at the end of this fight with 1 health and a wound.
Okay.
Or you may make a pact with Dread, in which you will pop up at full health, but you have made a deal with a Dread being to do so.
Deal with Dread or pop up. I don't want Fantasia to die. Okay, so here's my thought process. As I'm laying cold and bloodied on the floor, my thoughts are reeling and racing. My thoughts go to the entirety of the population of Avery, Maine, covered in vines, just mindlessly serving this beast. My minds go to Casey, gone. My minds go to Mark, floating in the water, to Sandy, having been shot dead by yours truly, to Fantasia, now having to deal with this beast, about to feel the pain that I felt just now. And every fiber of my being is saying, no, I can't let them go through that. I can't let her go through that. I can't let them die. I can't let them be under the thrall of this beast. Whatever powers that be are out there, if you can help me protect them, then you can take from me what you will.
Okay, so
Bum, bum, bum.
well, that is going to take us a moment. We're going to have to jump into a different channel and have a private discussion, Miguel, on what is going to go on here. So if you could, everybody, hold on just for one moment. We'll be right back. Hop down to Gen Chat. And we're back, everybody. And we've had another deal with Dread. So at the bottom of this round, Fantasia, you saw Mikey go down, and you did see what happened as you sprayed the stuff on it. What do you do?
Spray some more. Get sprayed, fucker.
Okay. Then make a coordination composure roll, please. And it is going. I know what it's going to do. And Miguel, you wake up. The tearing in your back gone. You feel great. You feel alive. And you feel determined. What do you do?
I get back up. I find my purchase. I find the gun. And I go like, I know I can back. And I start to shoot this damn thing all over as fast as I can.
Okay.
So that's the same coordination, composure,
Yep, coordination composure.
and no more distress die, right?
No more distress die, you were correct. No,
Dang.
you do have distress die, you just have no more.
What?
You have no more grievous wound, though. That is gone. Those
So
extra
the-
2 are gone.
Okay, so the 1. Right? And I'm gonna take another couple seconds. That puts me at minute 4. Does that put me at 2 distress die minute 4? Or
Yes, yes, it does.
no?
But
Do
not
I-
on this roll. Next roll.
Okay, good. Cause I need more dice. That puts me at this here. Please, dice, please. Nope, 0. Even after spending the seconds. So no successes.
No successes. That is a miss. Just you see it kind of like pass harmlessly by from the shot. Please make a coordination reaction, Fantasia.
Okay.
And what did you get, Fantasia?
1.
On the coordination
Thankfully.
reaction? No, I mean on the attack.
Oh. Yeah, on the attack I got 1.
All right, and okay, it's gonna.
And that bumped me up to 6 minutes. Because I had to spend a second to re-roll and I was on 11 seconds.
All right, what was your dodge?
And I'm doing that right this second.
You got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have to do 3 of these bad boys. Yeah.
Womp.
Oh, jeez, this is good. Oh, come on. It's 5 and above for success,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It is.
I was 1 away from that solace trigger.
What
I
would
got
you get?
3 successes.
3 successes. You actually dodge the vine whip. The vine whip comes down at you and you dodge to the side, and your spray is not as good as it would be normally, but you do still land some of the like spray on its like leg, and you see it kind of wobble a bit as it loses
Wobble,
its...
baby, wobble, baby, wobble,
Wobble.
baby, wobble. Sorry.
And we're gonna quickly go over to Percival. What have you been doing as you hear
I'm
gunfire in the
running-
background?
I'm following the human chain and running up to the dam
Okay.
and to where I already know the seed is located. How far have they got into its excavation?
Here's they are not very efficient in what they're doing. It seems that they have a task to break things and bring plaster back. But you see this a few people down there just kind of slamming like pickaxes and shovels and hammers against the damn wall, and at this rate you have no idea how long it's going to take. You're not a structural engineer, but it doesn't like it's anytime soon. However, when you get to the dam, you see that there is one of these things down there slamming a wad of dynamite against it, like over. and over again.
So-
That's not how you use dynamite, you dummy.
I'm going to look around and see if they've got any more explosives.
Make a let's call it an intuition plus vigilance, I think. Yeah, call it intuition vigilance. You muted. I can't hear you.
Should be.
There you are. There you go.
It should. Four. What? How many stress dice should I be on 11 minutes?
5.
Awesome. That's another one.
It's a lot of distress.
So if they're rolling the 3 successes.
Okay, you actually see that it seems that like people have been bringing stuff from all over, maybe work sites and things like that. And this dynamite is probably from some of the nearby a nearby mine of some sort. You do know there are mines in the area, and you see a crate of dynamite. It looks like it's been opened, and this one has just picked up a thing of dynamite and is slamming it against the wall. But the crate is still, full. There's 3 other like bundles of dynamite in there.
Have they got detonator and det cord and stuff like that?
No, I mean you would have to light it,
Okay.
old school.
Or old school. I'll grab how big of a hole have they already made in the dam?
You could probably wedge it in there if you really
Okay,
needed
awesome.
to.
So I'm going to grab as much dynamite as will fit in the already created crevice. Stuff it in there, bind it up, entwine all the relevant fuses together. I'm going to attempt to communicate with the workforce. Tell them to step back.
They ignore you. They do not even
That's right. That's fine. Just ignore them.
remotely. Yeah.
They're just locals. And then before I light my fuse, I'm going to take off my helmet, smash it on a rock, and smear it in black stuff. Remove my armor and shield, and throw it in the river.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave my smashed up helmet lying on the side of the riverbank.
All right, and we're gonna stop with you right there, just from a time thing. They only got about 20 seconds into 30 seconds to fight. So, all right, Fantasia, what are you doing for your round?
Spray. Spray, eat, love, spray.
Okay, spray, eat, and then love, please. And then it is going to. I don't know what it's gonna do. Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm just shooting, like,
Go.
spray, pray, and spray more.
All right, shoot.
Thank the Lord. Okay. That's 3 successes on the shooting.
You actually got 6 total damage minus 3. So yeah, you hit it. This one fires a bit better, and you actually cut through its leg. You feel a bunch of those vines that she had sprayed. They're kind of like grayed out. Like you take a chunk of them out, and it wobbles yet again, like it may end up falling soon. And it is going to rear back and bellow this loud, sort of terrifying just roar in front of you. Both of you need to make a keep it together check.
Okay. That was... I'm sorry?
Oh, that is resilience plus metal.
3 and 2 is 5. Okay, and then these 2. So there's 1. 2 successes.
Okay.
Uh, 2 successes for my keep it together. 2 successes for my eat love spray.
All right, so it got 5. Both of you need to roll on the panic table. Please roll a d8.
Oh.
Okay.
Each of
Fun.
you.
Yours truly, lucky 7.
You are dazed. For how many did you get, Mikey?
I 2 successes.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Then for 3 rounds, you are dazed.
Oh.
Dazed specifically means that you cannot move for those rounds, and all of your skill die are always rolled into d6 regardless of aptitudes during the duration. What'd you get, Fantasia?
5.
You are you're dissociated. What was your total roll?
Great.
What was your total roll?
2 successes.
So for 3 rounds, you were dissociated. However, you get to make your attack on this round.
Cool.
That's because all this is happening at the same time. So as it's bellowing, you're like spraying. What'd your roll get?
2 successes for spray. Eat love spray.
Oh my god. So it bellows and you drop it. It goes directly to the ground. Like the last of its leg kind of
I
rots
sprayed
up,
it right in its
and
freaking mouth.
Yeah, all the like vines start to writhe and fall down, and this big wolf bear skull thing like lands at your feet, and you just lose it, and you're sitting there for a few moments. Percival.
It's got my armor. Gonna do the locals banging away at it. Gonna find something to light the fuse with. Light it and run for cover.
I need you to make a strength plus, call it an endurance check to see if you can outrun this.
Shockwave. Right, and obviously I've got some time depending on the size.
Yeah. I mean, the fuse isn't super long. You know this stuff is usually meant to be like put into
plus, what was it?
toughness, endurance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, still 6. I'm going to just burn some dice because I want to try and get to an hour before the end of it.
Go right ahead.
Get things away. Where's my other D8? Okay. No, it's all D6s, isn't it?
How many?
Three.
3. Okay. So you are able to get close to you get a good clip away. I mean, you get a lot of standing water, but you make a good run before you hear an explosion. All of you, of course, hear this explosion. The 2 of you, Fantasia, this happens just as you kind of snap out of your dissociation and you look down to see a massive crack start forming in this dam as it goes to the top, and water start pouring out of the center of it. All of a sudden, the dam bursts and water starts to like pour all over everything and towards the stadium. What did the 2 of you do as you see this?
I'm running for the truck.
Yeah.
Well, what can we do? It's like the water's headed for us, straight for us, right? Yeah, but follow her. Let's just book it to the truck. Are we still affected by our panic?
No, this is after your panic situation happens. You're both dazed or whatever, but as you snap out of it, that's when you hear the explosion.
To the truck, survival.
All right, both of you need to make a strength plus a endurance roll, please.
That's 2 of these and 1 of these. And 2 of these. I will spend 2 seconds. Add another dice.
What'd you get, Fantasia?
1 second here. That one is gonna get fired in a minute. So is that one. Oh, you little fuckers. Okay. Do. Can I get that? Let's call. Do. Okay. So I got -2.
That's
All right.
two less
It
than I got.
fits. It
You got a
fits
0,
story
Miguel?
wise.
0. Yep,
All right,
0.
so the two of you, this is gonna be the climactic ending here because that is, and we're gonna wrap up. But now that I know your roles, Percival, you have made it. The water like rushes at you, and you're able to kind of climb up this sort of embankment as fast as you can. Water kind of like lapping at your boots and feet as it's rushing down, but most of it heading and washing over the high school, all of the vines, all of the people just gone, and you kind of hang there and watch as it just gushes out in front of you. Miguel, you are able to get to the truck, but you kind of like open the driver's side door, and as soon as you start to get in, the big wolf's head slams into the door, banging it shut. So as you try to open it back up for Fantasia, you cannot do so. And she trips and falls as the water engulfs her, sliding her, like slamming her into the truck as well. She is currently sitting next to the window and being kind of like pushed there. What do you do?
I have to save her. I am going to... This is gonna let water in the truck, isn't it? I'm gonna open the window and see if I can't pull her in.
Okay. I want you to make a coordination plus, call it toughness.
Oh, great. That's one of my better ones. Okay, please. Every time I say that. Okay. One more. Okay. Not a stress die. Don't fail me now. That is 3 successes to pull Fantasia in.
You got it. All right, so you kind of reach your arm out and snatch Fantasia by the back of her shirt and drag her through the like water in the window, and then you gun it. And this truck just jumps and heads back away from the water up towards the hill where it's kind of like resting. All of the water is like washing back down towards the town of Avery, Maine through the like valley area here, and you're sitting on top of this hill, watching your entire just everything kind of just go underwater. As you do so, you actually see a set of like riot armor just sort of like float on by as well. And you are, what do you decide to just kind of head out of town or leave, or what are you gonna do?
I'll let Fantasia go first.
I still have no idea where Casey could have gone. But I'm more concerned for her safety. And you and I need to have a talk as well. You did some zombie rising from the dead instant type stuff, like someone else that we know.
Am I at any like as part of what I did obligated to keep it a secret?
No.
So, Fan, I have something to share. In order for me to come back like I did, I needed to get back to you. I didn't want that thing to kill you. I may have made a deal with something. And whatever it is, it's asking me to help it grow. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do now, but I feel that my future is uncertain.
As the two of you are kind of processing that, Miguel, one of the townspeople covered in vines, is walking up towards the truck. In its hands, a small red, like oval of some sort, and it walks directly up to your side, and it just lifts it to you.
Like, grab it, I guess?
All right, and when you touch it, you feel like almost like your skin wants to peel back from it, but it kind of resists, and you're holding in your hand what it meant by seed, what it meant by spread. Percival, while this has all been going on, you actually saw a bunch of the vine covered people like swimming, like or trying to get into where the thing is, and you've seen a bunch of vines and different things kind of pour out, and you saw this massive cluster of red, uh, well, looked like seeds, the kind of like flying out from the dam area,
And
and
grab as many as I can.
okay.
And then I'm going to look for, actually said there was a load of stuff lying around. I'm going to look for a backpack and cram as many seeds as I can into the backpack. So it's a backpack over my back and then wander off into the night.
Awesome. And Fantasia, Miguel, what do you two decide to do? You end here.
Do I have my herbicide backpack on me still?
You absolutely do.
Spray, baby, spray. Eat, love, spray. That is now Fantasia's new motto to life.
Right.
Eat,
So
love, spray.
we're gonna end with Fantasia just freaking out and spraying like Miguel and everything, like right as it like seeps into the seed, and Miguel is, like thing, and we are going to fade to black on that one. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for Avery, Maine. This is the first time that the dam has been broken in any of my games. No one has ever, actually full
And that
on
the
gone
riot
with it.
shield was used.
The riot shield
Lots
was
of
used for the first
firsts.
time. Yeah.
The
I-
snare, the setting up the trap.
The snare. Yeah, we had a lot of first day. It was very cool. I know James has had somebody set some decent traps, but no one of my games have ever set a trap until today. Someone did, however, turn that lawnmower into a like a death weed eater.
See, I was thinking along
That was
those lines, and
that was a
also
lot of fun.
chemical acids and
Yeah, there's all sorts
yeah.
of there's all sorts of things that are there. Just some of the, I missed a few of the things, but you got most of everything there. But were we to continue this, you'd be dealing with the aftermath of Avery, Maine. But this is the game that started the Midnight World. This was a Hunter the Reckoning game that James had created. This game right here is what spawned the distress dice mechanic. It spawned a lot of the stuff that they started really getting in, and it is one of my favorites. So one you just ran has a lot of my own little twists and turns in it that I've added because I've run it like, I think this is like the 35th time. So I just always like add little bits and pieces. This game will be included as the one shot in the back of the Midnight World book, as well, for those interested. And I would like to thank everybody for joining us this evening, and say that any donations and subscriptions that are coming in today are going to be going towards relief efforts, mutual aid relief efforts in Louisiana, specifically post-hurricane. But does anyone have any questions, comments, anything they'd like to say? Start with the players first. The actors first, sorry.
Sorry, guys. No, actually, no, I'm not sorry at all.
No, I mean, I had a lot of fun. As soon as you dropped me down to the dark deal, I was like, all right, which unlucky god am I supposed to be working with? And it's like, I'm working with the thing I'm fighting. Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah, like I should have had a better one planned, because that was also the one that Percival was working for. Because a lot of times, like, dread beings don't like each other. and they will thwart each other if they can. So that's something that could have happened there. Since this is not an ongoing thing, I was like the easiest to do is the overgrowth. Where an ongoing campaign, you would probably at this point I would probably do something like you need to stop him spreading the seeds, and then I would have Ian roll a new character, and then Percival would become someone y'all are chasing down. That kind of situation. This is one of the ways you create narrative through lines in our game. Like stuff like this we can add on to or move forward. But it was interesting to say the least. That was a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody for joining.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because Fanny sprayed the seed and killed it. Does Miguel drop dead? Because he felt.
Miguel does not drop dead because there are still more seeds. Technically, he could still be aiding you in spreading it. It's more of a.
Call later, Mickey.
Yeah. But if you fail to do what you're being told to do or go against it, there are negatives that you'll accrue until you actually act towards it. He did not do anything to act against it. Something happened to stop him, so it's a little bit different. And any other questions? Comments?
Nope. I had a blast as always.
Thank you.
Me and my distressed eye. We make the story very interesting, I think. Not to toot my own horn.
Entropy does not play around.
No,
Like,
it doesn't.
Yeah. We have anyone in chat who has any questions or anything they'd like to know about the system or game?
I think next time we gotta make sure we don't have a crew of 3 teachers and a rich person.
Yeah.
It's like at least one person has to be able to shoot a gun without setting themselves on fire.
Or shooting, their teammates.
Yeah. Technically there is another boss after that one, except the dam blew up. So you don't have to deal with it. You just had to run away. Yeah, thank you for joining, everybody. I think we're going to finish up here in a minute if there's no more questions or comments or anything else. Everybody, we thank you for joining us. This has been The Midnight World. I am Comrade Papa Bear, at Bear Proletarian on Twitter. You probably shouldn't follow me because I'm a toxic, horrible individual. And make bad puns all day. We will be hopefully releasing this game at the end of the year. It looks good right now. We're getting there. I keep opening the book and things are finished, and it makes me so happy. So we're definitely getting there. For those who are interested, the best place to reach Midnight World information is going to be on the Facebook group. If you could look us up on Facebook. We also have a Discord, which I believe has been linked here a few times. And that's pretty much all we got for you. So next week, I am not sure the game that we will be playing. If anyone is interested in joining us, we've had the same group of players last couple sessions. If we want to have somebody new, I am letting new people kind of like take precedent. If someone would like to run a game, let me know. I can run one of these as well. We may end up, I don't know if we're going to have, we may end up having James run one next week, but I'm not sure yet. He's going to be running one soon. So, like I said, thanks everybody for coming, and I guess we think they're going to raid now. Oh, we just got raided, and now we're going to, hi everybody.
Thank you, Sensei.
We're cleaning up here. Hi, Sensei. We're cleaning up here the game we just finished off. I believe we're trying to rage y'all somewhere else. So, but thanks everybody for joining us, and we will see you next Monday at 9 p.m. right here on the Nat 30s.
Bye.